Azria does it.
So much.
Yay! So the way Azria does it is that she does 10 per show. Because what was happening is that it's like it takes a little while for Azria to do the DNA. It's not something that she can do right away. So she does them ahead of time. Okay, so if you purchase it, you're going to go through this song and dance here. This is all the information. I'm just showing you what it looks like. So if you click underneath this video, all right, I have a special link that says if you want to purchase your alien DNA for next week's live with me and Azria, what you'll do is that you click on this, and this is all the information you'll need. There's only 9 left, so make sure you purchase it ASAP because we were sold out by the end of this show last week. She's in demand, so purchase them ASAP because I'm sure she'll be sold out by the end of the show like she was last week. I do want to say, though, when you purchase your reading, please make sure you follow the directions. When you click add to cart, okay, and you purchase your reading, there's a few questions down at the bottom. So make sure you answer your questions. Okay, she's going to ask you your name, your date of birth. It's imperative that you give her your real name and your date of birth. It's not something that we're going to share online. Everything is private and confidential. However, she really needs to do this she needs that information right away in order for to do the reading. Yes. And I think that's it, Azria. I think we're good. I know there's people out there that were waiting with bated breath as to getting their DNA. So let's get to the nitty gritty. Again, if you want to purchase one of these for next week, in the description of the video of this show right now, go underneath all the information. If you want to get in touch with Azria, her website's there, her Buy Me a Coffee's there, and the link to if you go to her Buy Me a Coffee, you can find this how to buy the link, but I just put it in a special link. So all you have to do is click on it and it will say, there's an arrow next to it and it'll say if you want to purchase an alien DNA for next week. So make sure you get it because she'll be sold out. And without further ado, it is the Pink Lady. So take it away, Pink Lady.
Thank you so much, Dee. That's fantastic. So, hi everyone, and hi everyone in the chat. I just wanted to spend like the first minute or two just going through what we're doing and how we're doing it and why we're doing it. Just so that those of you who might be new or might have only caught the last few minutes of last week's. What we're doing is that this is work that I've been looking at for the past few years, and it's using frequency. So I'm more or less the radio, if you like, and I'm tuning into the various frequencies within your energy field, because in our energy field we store so many light codes, we store so much data from this life, from past lives, and so on. And I've spent the past few years kind of really looking at tuning into those and picking up on all those different beings that have been part of you, that you've been connected with, and most importantly, those frequencies and those beings that you can really now start tuning into and start communicating with and start helping you, not only through your own journey, and not only through your own ascension, but just sometimes in day-to-day life as well. Because one of the things which we're learning and awakening to is that they're actually there to help us, and they're a part of us. So you've got very much your starseed DNA. Absolutely. So what starseed are you? So from either the initial starseed beings around the 1940s through to your indigo children, through to your crystal children, through to more of the hybrids that are coming through at the moment. But most importantly, so you have that element of you. Then, as I said, you also have all of these beings that have made you up over the centuries. And that's what I'm tuning into, to say, right, your starseed is X, but actually you also have connections, and you also have these other beings that are a part of you as well. So without further ado, I hope that makes sense to everyone before we move on, because one of the things that my clients have definitely been saying, and one of the things that I've been hearing, and it makes my heart sing every single time I hear it. So once I've actually done a reading for someone, so whether it's a level 1 that we're offering on the show at the moment, for the £20 or $20, etc. This is just level 1. This is kind of like your dominant. This is the one that's most active at the moment. So this is, and then with further readings, that again are on my website, is then we can go down to the different levels. So your level, your dominance, your second dominant, your level 1s, your detected, etc. But I welcome you to, go over to the website and have a look at that there, because we've definitely got, as I said, more of us in it. And I'm going to quote the wonderful Mary, because I cannot stop thinking about that galactic mutt. I'm so putting that on a t-shirt, because we are, at the end of the day, we're not just one. We're not just linked to one being, one race of beings. So, and as I said, one of the things that really does make my heart sing, just coming back to that point there, is when I do share with individuals of who else that they've connected with and they've got in their energy fields, is when they say, that resonates with me. That makes sense. Is the biggest blessing I can ever ask for. And said the way in which I get that confirmation is threefold. So as I've got your acceptance to go into your energy field, like I have done for these 9 or 10 individuals, and it was an absolute pleasure, it's then picking up that frequency with the unifier. So the nice, gorgeous selenite crystal, the feeling I get within myself. So like, for example, with the reptilians, my whole body goes cold. With the felines, all of my hairs stand up on end, and so forth. I did start off with 25 beings, being able to confirm that, because the third way of confirming is that one of my, I think we're up to about 52 now, scholars and master that make up the team who I work with, step forward once that frequency has been identified. So it's not just one one tick in the box and that's the being. Yeah, through my work, it's those three confirmations coming together. So once I pass on that information to you, and as well as the abilities, as well as the behaviors, people say, yeah, I've always been, I don't know, connected to water. Or I never understood that about me. I knew I was different in that way, but that makes sense. Which is wonderful. And it is all just that one part to help you on that next journey, to help you connect a little bit more. That's the main thing that that's the main reason for this. So as I said, without further ado, and thank you for giving me the space to just kind of really help people to find what this is for and how it can help. And I think the last thing I'd just like to say is that when you get that recognition, when you get that confirmation and you feel it in yourself as that is right for me, it's kind of like a little light bulb goes off. So those frequencies really start coming alive. It's kind of like that, that DNA is activated in some way to say, right, yes, you are there. It's kind of like a candle's been put out, and then as soon as you light that candle, you kind of accepting and aligning with that frequency. As soon as you align, it goes off to say, right, I'm here. So let's tune into that and see where else we can make it. And then that goes right into and fills out the rest of your energy field. And really, as I said, hopefully starts helping you on your journey. And I really hope that will do the same for these 9 amazing people I had the absolute pleasure of reading for over the past few days. So without further ado, if that's okay, Dee, we can move on to first person?
Yes, we can. We absolutely can. And we are broadcasting live on my channel and your channel. Yep. We're broadcasting live on both channels. All right.
Wonderful.
So, yeah. So what's going on here is that do you want me to do do the first one? Do you want me to put it in the chat?
No, we can just say, well, whatever you feel, lovely, whatever is easier. But yeah, we can just start off with our first person.
All right. So we have Steve, 1964 in Pennsylvania.
Wonderful, thank you. So
This
Steve,
is Steve, 1964 in Pennsylvania. And please, folks, like, share, and subscribe and hit the all notification button.
okay, so thank you so much, Steve. One thing I would like to say is when I do get given all of your personal details, we will not share it live on this channel. Okay, I've got these details like the full date of birth, full name, etc. But we will only ever go by your first name and your area and your year of birth. Some individuals have just asked for a username to be mentioned on the show because I said we are in a live environment. So I very much respect privacy as much as obviously we're wanting to get these amazing readings at the same time. So, no, thank you so much for that, Dee. And so for the wonderful Steve, lovely energy to tune into. And the main thing that I'd like to say to yourself first, lovely, is I'm not too sure if you wear glasses or not, but your sight isn't necessarily from your eyes. Start, if you don't already, start tuning into using those energies more, because a lot of your strength actually comes from, it's kind of like there's the communication without saying a word. You pick up on energies and frequencies a lot stronger than you may or may not know. And the second message that came through before I move on to the beings is to help you really focus in on that. Is we've got our earth chakra right below our feet. Start tuning in to the earth a little bit more, because I think helping you ground that energy will really help you flourish outwards, if that makes sense, because your main DNA are the Arcturians. And now I'm just going to pop this on screen, so hopefully I'll put the right screen on. You'll have to bear with me. Share screen.
No worries. While you do that, Lula Bell, I already had my alien DNA reading done by Azria. I did it. She did it a couple of about 2 months ago when her and Bev were on my channel. And I am Andromedan, and I'm also a mermaid. That's why I have little blue Andromedans come and visit me in the woods, like Adam Munden, because I'm Andromedan. Anyways, I just had to say that for Lulu Bell because she had that in the chat.
Oh no, hi Lulabelle, that's wonderful. And I know that even on our last show, Dee was so very kind enough to share the story and all your experiences after having that reading as well, which I think was slightly life altering. I'm not going to say changing, but altering.
You think? Majorly life altering. Majorly. That's why I said it changed my life. Absolutely. Why do you think I have a little blue Andromedan here on the right as my thing? That's my boy, Adam Munden. All right. Anyway, take it away, Azria. If you have to share the screen, I'll bring it up on.
I think I've pressed the right button here. Windows. Right. Okay, here we go. Sorry, guys, for the so it's this guy here. So here's the Arcturian. So remember, this is how I perceive them, and they are AI generated images. Okay. I don't know if I can put this on the screen a bit bigger for you guys.
Yes, you
so
can.
it's
Good.
this blue, yeah, this blue being here. So with Steve, and I'm just going to take it off again because otherwise I can't see the screen. When we were talking about the energies, we're also talking about and we're talking about the vision as well. So as I said, I was really looking around that eye area. There's many things that we could go into with regards to these beings as well, but they are the observers. With them as well, when they come into the energy, they bring a different level of calmness. And I think that's something that you do and people perceive from you. It doesn't matter if things are a little bit hectic, but you also bring in this calmness into every situation. Of course, with most beings, you do get the telepathic nature as well. And also, you're looking at, how can we put this? You're also looking at, I've got with you as well, there might be the physicality, because they are surprisingly tall, like most of the beings are. So I hope that provides some sort of insight for you. And as I said, I very much welcome if that does align with you. And with all of these, if you guys are watching now, any feedback in the chat would be great. Or if you're watching this on replay, any form of feedback would be very welcome. Yeah, I hope that helps for Steve. Oh, you're on mute.
I'm on mute. Sorry. It's like I'm on my channel, but it's like, so I'm the host. So, and then we're streaming it from Azria's channel too. We're streaming it. So I forget that I'm the host and I put myself on mute. All right. So the next one we have Roberta, 1957 in Massachusetts. She's in the same place I am in, Massachusetts. So it's Roberta, 1957, Massachusetts.
Okay, so for Roberta, we have very beautiful energy, and I really do feel, and I'll be happy to be corrected on this, but I've got a strong feeling that you are very much connected with the angelic realm. And sorry, I need to keep on changing this. So you've got the angelic beings here. As I said, remember, these are AI generated. So with the angelic realm, they very much are centered within that heart chakra as well. I don't know if you're aware if you're working with them directly or if you're not, but certainly there was a very much an overwhelming I just got these huge, great big wings as soon as I started tuning into you, before I'd even got to kind of like that frequency. I don't know if you do any sort of clairsentient work within that feeling, similar to Steve before, kind of more around kind of like the feeling, not necessarily around the sight. Another thing I welcome you to do, if not already, is start loosening up that throat area, because their vocal presence as well is quite extraordinary. And when you talk, I believe you talk with quite a smoothness about you. It's almost as though even if you were to say the cat sat on the mat, it would be in the most beautiful way. Excuse me, I'm just going to take that off the screen so I can come back. They also have a very compassionate nature. So again, whoever you're speaking to, it doesn't matter if it's maybe even in a stressful situation, or there will always be that level of that compassion. I think also with that very much comes I've got the color, well, it's not really a color, but white. I think if a room was white or the light bulb is more of a white, that to you would be very, very soothing. I think sometimes color can be very harsh for you. So whether it's either a darker color and maybe like more of the pale colors, like pale pink, pale pinks, obviously, pale pinks, but pale blues. I think color can sometimes be quite harsh. So I really hope that helps for you.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Oh, sorry, Dee. And there was just one other thing,
Sure.
if you don't mind me saying, that I did forget, is start trying to move a little bit more, even if it's very, very slowly. I don't know if you do yoga or something like that, but movement for yourself is key, because as part of that connection, it's trying to get those energies to move through you a little bit more. I've kind of got maybe yoga or Tai Chi or just something in order to get those energies flowing through, because with the angelics, it's all about that very slow, very soft movement. Apologies, Dee.
No worries. No worries. All right. So the next one we have is Lorraine, 1965, UK, Hampshire. Hampshire. Sorry, it's Hampshire. It's Hampshire here, New Hampshire.
Hampshire.
Hampshire. Is it Hampshire there too? In the UK?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so it's Lorraine,
UK,
1965, UK, Hampshire. Yeah.
Okay, Miss Lorraine. I've got a feeling that you do like water, but it's not something you necessarily relate too much to. Sorry, I'm just saying this as I'm opening up the image. So for you, it will be very similar to our wonderful Dee here with the mermaids. Oops, if I can. Oh, where are the mermaids gone? There we go, here. So this beautiful being here. So a lot of them either come from more of the Lemurian or the Sirius B star systems. So, and what I get with yourself is that, because I was thinking, I don't necessarily get a water presence, but it's not their life within the oceans. It's more of their life outside of the oceans. I kind of get like that Little Mermaid vibe. It's kind of like you want to be outside of the water, where actually water is very, very, well, it is very powerful for most people anyway, because it is the purest form of consciousness. But I welcome you to really start tuning into water and using it in your everyday life, whether it's writing gorgeous words and putting it underneath, whether it's putting those crystals, not ones that end in "ite," because crystals that end in "ite" will dissolve and go very funny in water. But start using water a little bit more in what you do, because there is that connection there. Also with mermaids, we're getting it's very much within the voice. It's very much within the voice as well. And with them, I don't know if you sing or if you like to sing, but where we had the lady before, which was very calming, very soothing, this is the complete opposite. Okay, this is the loud and proud with it as well, but again in a very tonal way. With the mermaids as well, they're very much fixed into those emotions, because they use that emotion in order to power them through. So use your emotions as a way of expression, and use them as a bit more of a power tool. Because I think, especially for yourself over the years, you've kind of fought against them. And remember, this is only on advisory and how the message is coming through. Okay, you don't have to do any of these, but with these DNA that are coming through, these are the types of abilities and behaviors that will help support that. Also with different sounds and different frequencies. Have a play around with that. I think you do listen to some, but really start tuning into them a little bit more and seeing how they feel throughout your whole body. Because sometimes when we listen to different vibrations, we're only really listening with our ears, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But seeing how that feels throughout the rest of your body. And I hope that helps.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, so the next we have is Nicola, 1967, UK, Norfolk. Norfolk, UK, Nicola, 1967.
Wonderful. That's brilliant. And I can't believe we've got 2 people from the UK. Yay. I was very excited about that. So the main message that actually came through for you, Nicola, is really stop looking backwards, lovely. Before we actually get into, I got a very, very strong message from these particular beings going, you're not going backwards, you're going forwards. Okay. And also, so with you, so as I'm doing this, I'm trying to put the next one on the screen, so bear with me. Window. Oh, sorry, I thought I'd get a bit quicker at this by now, but maybe not. We have this beautiful being here. So we've got the Pleiadians. Okay, and one of the things that I'm getting with them, so beautiful with, I don't know if you do have necessarily the long the long lighter hair, but do you? And I'll be very interested to find out, because as soon as I started tuning in, I kept on getting like small pulses on the palm of my hand, which I've never felt before. So I believe that that's the way that they very much are either connecting with you, or that you're starting to get a bit more healing through, but certainly on the right hand side. So just that's something to be aware of, because a lot of where we're talking about connection, it's different for everybody. Okay, it's different for everyone. So just because like your friend had it in had her connection in one way and a friend had a connection in another way, doesn't matter. What does it feel for you? And I've got that there's some clarity around, on the palm of the hand, getting all these sort of tingles, it felt like. Also for the Pleiadians as well, we've got a level of joyfulness, but one of the things is being outside. I'm not going to go and start hugging trees or anything like that, but just being out in the fresh air a bit more. Okay, just being out in that. I mean, in the UK, obviously, I know it's nicer weather now and everything like that, which is always good. But before we actually start going into that, I've got also a level of creativity. And I think you've been holding back on that creativity. And I don't just mean put a paintbrush in your hand and run away with it. Creativity can be in many, many, many shapes and forms. So just give yourself permission to be that little bit more creative as well. So whether I've got poetry keeps on coming to mind. So I think, with that, a little bit more, a little bit more poetry. I hope that really helps. If you've got any other questions, please do let us know. And I hope that helps, lovely.
Yes, it does. Okay, so there's only 7 left.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Only 7 left. So if you're interested in doing that, please, in the description of this show, as we all know, this is on my channel and we're streaming. I'm the host of this and we're streaming on my channel and we're also streaming in Azria's channel too. And yeah, I guess I guess I'm the host and I'm also the I'm the moderator. The host and the moderator. All right. So get your if you want to get this in, if you want to get it done but for next week, because what happens is that she sells out quick. So she only has 7 left. Now, obviously, you don't have to purchase it during the show, but you have to purchase this before this coming Friday because you need 2 days to at least do these, right? You need 2 days, okay? So if you want to get one of these purchased, if you want to get one, purchase it ASAP because they go quick. All right. So
Okay.
the next one is, okay, we did Nicola. So this is CB 1972 in Canada.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So this energy was very mixed. So we did get the let me whoops. No, that's the settings button. That's not going to do anything for me. So for CB, we do have the Lyrans, but normally with the Lyrans, it's a particular frequency that's come through. So with these guys, I did get both the felines and the avians at the same time. So this is just a level 1. This is just the most dominant. So with CB, I've got a feeling that there's a little bit of a conflict kind of going on. It's kind of like you want to go down maybe the way of the maybe the divine feminine and really kind of tuning in to that mothering figure, but at the same time you're wanting that freeness, that freedom, that kind of to fly. I also get with yourself as well about the I get an owl. So when I was like looking at the avian, I don't know if you like owls, but certainly it was a more of an owl type being as well. But it was more or less like a little bit of a conflict. We could go down the route of exploring of whether that's more of a hybrid, but I'm going to leave that kind of for another day. Because that could then open up a whole can of worms and a very much a different type of discussion. So with having these two, and I mean, there's no harm in this at all. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but you do have the two very dominant ones happening at the same time. So you have got the leadership element there because within both, they do support many galaxies, sort of many wars and things like that. They go in and they support. And I think that's in your nature. And you've actually been pushed back for doing that a few times. So sometimes maybe just look at the way in which you're weavering in. So don't go in sort of all guns blazing. Because it's more of like a you're kind of wanting kind of I got kind of like a royal stance with that as well. So you're going in there with an authority, if that makes sense. Also with both of those, remember, you do have that ancient wisdom. They do carry, the Lyrans carry an awful lot of ancient wisdom. So when I think when you do go in and start sorting all these conflicts out, I'm sure there's been quite a few, that you find that you're saying things and you're like, where did that come from? So tune into that third eye. Start tuning into that heart and getting those two connected. Because I think as soon as you start doing that, that's going to bring some really powerful things through for you. There is a fire element there, and I think that comes with passion. So there is very much a fierceness, because cats, of course, are going to be fierce when they need to be. So where maybe you've been told, cut your claws, stop being as fierce. Again, as I was saying before, it's just knowing how, when, and where. So I really hope that helps. Thank you.
Nice. Okay, so that's CB. Okay, so we have Tamara, 1974, Oregon. Tamara, 1974, Oregon.
Oh, wonderful. Tomorrow, I enjoyed every single one of these. I was having so much fun. I just spent, the whole day, tuning in and just, it was like Christmas Day or being in a sweet shop. It was wonderful. But with Tamara's was kind of like the icing on the cake. That amount of joyful energy, that playful energy, because I really need to get my timings with these sharing the screen here. Sorry, guys.
Hold on 1 minute. Tamara's saying that it's 1978, not 1974.
Oh,
Well,
sorry. That might have just been I got it right on my side. It might have just been a typo for D. So I
yeah.
apologize.
Don't
Sorry,
worry, it's not, you're not getting the wrong DNA just because. Okay, so
no,
you can breathe,
I've got
Tamara.
the right one.
Breathe. It's all good.
Yeah, no, it's my dyslexic brain when I was sending the list over to Dee. So yes, I do have the right one, I can assure you. Right, sorry, we were doing the DNA here. So, have I not shared my screen? Sorry, I got slightly distracted there. No, it's the dyslexic brain doing its bang up job as usual. So this for tomorrow, it was the elementals. So I don't know if you do work with children or you do work with younger people, but certainly there is that joyful and playful, and sometimes also being a little bit cheeky. So, and sometimes you're cheeky more with kind of like the people that you really, really know. Again, being outside 100%, I would start actually linking in more with the elementals around you. So like the amazing photographs that Dee was showing on her program a couple of weeks ago of when we had a walk in the forest. So don't always expect to see with your eyes. Start taking more photographs because they are very much around you. Also with them, it's kind of being a bit of an eco warrior in your own right. And I'm not saying that you're going to go out and try and save the planet and make sure that you recycle absolutely everything. But you've always kind of got that moral undertone of the wrong and the right in regards to the world around you, if that makes sense. The other thing I've got with that for yourself is just because they're smaller, and I don't know if you're quite slightly smaller in stature like myself. I'm barely 5 foot. So when some of these beings show up and they're like 6 foot, 7 foot, you kind of end up breaking your neck sometimes. So yeah, because I'm a little short house as well. But I don't know if you are shorter in stature, but you don't always need to be. Remember, it's your energy that can push through. And I'll give you an example. When we do go walking in the forest, yes, okay, we get the small energy signatures on the cameras, but actually, even if you look up and you get a very leafy tree, they can show themselves as a face within that as well. And you think there's lots of really small ones. And if you look up, they've managed to move all these leaves and twigs. And so don't necessarily always see yourself as small. Your energy is what makes you. And your energy is wonderful, lovely. So, and I hope that helps.
Beautiful. I love it. She says, yes, it makes sense. 100%. Elementals make
Wonderful.
sense. She doesn't work with kids, but she has 2 kids. She's actually taller. She's 5'7".
Oh, wow. Definitely a lot taller than me. But yeah, but when you are in situations, I welcome you, if and when you need to, use that energy to make yourself bigger as well, because you can. And it's not to say you're going on the defensive. It's not to say that you're putting up boundaries. But it's just extending that toroidal field, as it were. But do remember to just bring it back in when you need to. And just
Absolutely.
remember the joyfulness and the cheeky side of it as well.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Now we have Jason, 1974, Missouri. Jason, 1974, Missouri.
Oh, well, Jason, I got a very, very strong, determined, kind of like a very strategic, logical, kind of person. And with that, it doesn't again surprise me. Sorry, I'm going a bit slow to put this back on the screen. Sorry, guys, this is the first one we are doing of this, so it's just going to take a bit of time to get the timings right. Well, for me anyway. Dee does an amazing job with a channel and everything, so please do bear with me. So it is, I need to put this on the bigger screen. The Andromedeans. So with this chap, I did very much see him as a slight hybrid as well. So we're looking at this guy here, and a little bit of an authority figure as well. I don't know if there's any sort of military involvement in your in any sort of past history there as well, if that makes any sense to you. Also with them as well, I would go on the side of the main thing that came through for me was you're not necessarily utilizing that logical strategic. It's very much everything is coming from a slight, I don't want to be and I don't mean this disrespectful, but a bit of a monkey brain, where actually if you stood back and see it and see things a little bit more logically, I think life would actually start changing in a different way. I hope that helps.
I'm sure it does. I'm just putting the link in the chat because you only have 6 left. Let's see. You only have, so Azria only has 6 alien DNAs left for the next show. I put it in the chat, so there you go. Only
That's
6.
fantastic. Thank you, everyone.
And there's Nacy. Hi, everyone in the chat. All right. Who is next? Let's see who's next. Oh, we have Severin, 1984, Bulgaria. Severin, 1984, Bulgaria.
So this was, again, quite a unique experience. So thank you so much. Well, thank you to everybody, but for allowing me to tune in, and for yourself. And we have mentioned this on previous programs, but for yourself, it was the dragon. We did have dragon DNA in there as well. So you do have a dragon that's wound around the heart, so that helps bring the soul down. And sometimes people do have dragons as protectors. And the dragon energy is becoming more and more alive every single day. But for yourself in particular, I don't know whereabouts in Bulgaria, and I apologize. My geography is not my strongest point, but is there like mountains near you or something like that? Because I've got that sometimes you go and you look up and you do see these beautiful patterns in the clouds, and that is them kind of starting to tune into you. Oh, sorry, I haven't put the. I'm not doing a very good job, Dee. Sorry. But the picture on the screen. I haven't put the picture on the screen. There we go. So we got the beautiful, beautiful dragon. So there are different races and species of dragons. But with your one, my dear, is very much the earth. So it's very much a green, a green type dragon as well. So we're looking at that element connecting to the earth as well. I don't know if you do work with energy, but because remember with the dragons, they work with the grids and the ley lines in order to get from A to B. And I think you've done some work around kind of like your own house and your own area with regards to ley lines and vortexes and things like that. But you can call upon them because they do have an awful lot of knowledge and ancient knowledge of the land way before we arrived. With them as well, again, we've got that fiery nature. And with yourself as well, I don't know, is that element of being on your own. Some people can be in a very, very crowded room and still feel alone. But I don't think that's the case with yourself. Because dragons, as much as you never really see them in packs and crowds. And that's okay. Because actually, that's where I believe that you find the most comfort. And I think the last thing to say with regards to them as well, and for yourself, is go into that heart, because that's where the fire is. And it's okay. Well, it's okay now anyway. Maybe you didn't feel like it before, but it's okay to start going into that heart center again. Hope that helps.
Very good. Very good. Okay, we're getting down to the nitty gritty. We got two more. So we have Heidi, 1974, California. Heidi, 1974, California.
Okay. Oh, Heidi, thank you so much. So with, again, we did have rather a crossover because I think you're very much connected with the Lemurians, and I think you've already started to work with them because that connection was almost as I went in, and this is the only way I can describe it, okay? Only way I can describe it. It was kind of like, no, she doesn't need to know. She already knows. It's fine. I was like, oh, okay. This is the only way I can describe it. I know it sounds really, 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 really simple, but it's kind of, I went in there kind of going, okay, so what's the frequency kind of going on here? And it was certainly, and I'm missing my image here. So if they're, hopefully the Lemurians, oh, my laptop is not showing me the right page. Sorry, guys. I will try and get this down to a T. There we go. So we have the Lemurians here. So you are right. And I think that is the biggest message to pass on to you today. You're right in what you're doing. You're right in what you're connecting with. And I think there has been some guesswork, because again, as we were saying before, oh, my friend's doing this, or so and so says it should be that way, and so said it should be that way. The main message coming through for you, lovely, is you're right on the button. Continue with what you're doing. The other lady, we had the popping on the hand, the tingling on the hand. I think you get yours on the shoulder. So just ask them to come forward a little bit more. I know I'm not really going into many of the abilities or the behaviors at the moment, because I actually think this message goes a little bit deeper for yourself, Heidi. And I just do as I'm told. At the end of the day, if that's what they're telling me to pass, that's what I do. So, oh yeah, I've just got a bit tingly now. So yeah, I'm on the right track. And just ask for your own signs. Stop trying to do it all yourself. Just say, look, I welcome you to connect. Please come forward. It's okay. Because you are on the right track and you have been working with them. And I really hope that helps.
Everyone that's getting that you're reading they're saying you're right on track. But we like to get feedback in the chat. So if you got your reading done by Azria and it's making sense, please put it in the chat. We like feedback. All right, we did Heidi, right? We did Heidi.
Yes,
all right.
Yes, that was just our wonderful Heidi. Yes.
Nacy, I know who this one is. I think I sent you a few emails, Nacy. Yeah, I did. I know who you are. The last one is Nacy. You're a youngin' too. 1981, Australia. Oh, you're from Australia, Nacy. I didn't know that. Nacy, 1981, Australia. And that's it. She's the last one.
Wow, we would have gone through all of them. Okay. So I'm just getting this on screen because I don't want to, I don't want to delay any further.
Nacy from Down Under. She's a Sheila from Down Under.
So a lot of, because if we look up, oops, my screen has just gone completely blank.
I noticed that. Hold on. There we go. Okay.
Can I make it bigger again? No, every time I make it bigger, it disappears. So I'm sorry, guys. It'll just have to be like that. So these beautiful, beautiful creatures are the Syrians. Okay, so these, you very much, linking within that Syrian energy. And with the Syrians, one thing with you is your breathing. Okay, start listening into that breath, because that's something that's going to help calm that whole system. I also welcome you. There's a little project, quite a creative one, that you've been putting off, because there is that amazing creative side as well. You also are a really good healer in your own right, which I think you know, but you were put off for a little while ago. And again, linking in with water. I would also like to bring in, I think you can be quite a home bird as well, because they do like to be in that field. They're not necessarily looking at the difference between the masculine and the feminine. And I think sometimes you wonder whether there is that right balance. And for you, with having that Syrian energy, it doesn't matter. Just to say it doesn't matter, because it's all about being you, being the authentic you, and being what you want to do. Okay, so bringing in all those pieces that make you, all those pieces that you feel are important. I would also like to bring in, if you work around some of the sacred geometries, within that creative piece that you're doing, having a look at the sacred geometry, because you do look at the stars at night quite a bit. So I really hope that helps. And if people do have any other questions or anything like that, and I believe, and Dee, correct me if I'm wrong, if we've got any in the chat or whatever, but as I said, my website, everything is down at the bottom there. So if you guys have got any further questions on the back of these, please don't hesitate to get in contact. And yeah, to everyone, I just want to say thank you so much, and I really hope that's helped with you guys today, and thank you for letting me read you.
Fabulous. Fabulous. I was looking for general questions in the chat because Honeybee has a question that's kind of personal, and I think it would take a whole show in the chat. So if you could make them a little more general, because I think that's Honeybee, that's a personal question that Azria would need to tap into you, honey. I don't think it's something that she can do right on the spot. So yeah, that's something that you may want to email Azria, but that's not something I think that she can do right on the spot here. She'd have to tune into your energy and whatnot. So if anybody has any general questions on any of the star DNA, alien DNA, anything like that, any of the star families, if you want to put that in the chat, that would be beautiful. And Azria, yeah, I can't believe it. So there's only 5 left. So she only has 5 spots left. So if you're still interested and you want a slot for next week, again, I'm going to put it in the chat. Okay, I'm going to put it in the chat. So there you go.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right. So if you, this is Azria's thing. So if you want to purchase a reading, you go to that link, which is in the chat, and it's also below, and you fill out the questions, and there you go. So if you want to have your alien DNA level 1 done for next week, that's what you do. You purchase it there. All right, here's a quick question from Lori. How can I tell if I'm Pleiadian?
Come and see me. How can you tell yourself? So from a starseed perspective, one of the ways in which you can have a look is to see the year that you were born, and then align it to the wave of beings that were coming down at that time. So that is one way of telling, because when we're trying to decide whether if we are a particular star being, is almost as though, say, like the Pleiadians saying, right, I want to see what race of human I am. Am I Chinese? Am I African? Am I American? Am I British? We're doing the same thing, going, am I Pleiadian? But there are different races within there as well. So where we're looking broader, so from a star seed perspective, the star seed that came onto this planet, then you can start looking at the year you were born and aligning that to the wave of souls that were coming down around that time. Like, for an example, in the 1940s, when they originally started coming down, owing to I know, sorry, it's a slightly sensitive subject at the moment, but the nuclear bombings and wars that we were talking about back then, and I think hopefully I didn't say the wrong word there, but that was the first wave. And then we had the second wave around, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get this in the right order, But we then had the crystal children, then we then had the purple rays, and so on and so forth. And each of those brought in their own abilities, i.e., there was the more empathic, and then the ones after that were bringing down the light codes, and then the ones after that were bringing down some of the hybridization, etc. So, sorry, that was a slightly wordy answer to that question, but I hope that made sense.
Yeah. So, Jason, if you want to know what your DNA play, you have to order a reading. She can't do it right now in the chat. And also, Lori, I deleted your date of birth because you don't want your date of birth in the chat, and she's not going to be able to do your DNA in the chat. If you want Star DNA to know if you're Pleiadian, you have to purchase a reading like everyone else. And what you can do is you can go underneath in the description of the chat, click on that, and follow the directions. I deleted it because I don't think anyone, you shouldn't be putting your date of birth in the chat. So I deleted it for you. Okay. And like I said, this is not something, Azria can't just pop on and do it right away. This is something that's time consuming. It takes about a half hour or an hour to find out just one of your star DNA. So unfortunately, it's not something that she can do off the bat. That's why we're doing a show like this. That's why we have people buy their questions and buy their readings now. And next week, because it takes a while for Azria to do this. And then next week, the next show, every Sunday, you'll get the reveal. So that's why we're doing it that way. All right. So let's see.
Thank you.
Let's see if there's any. This is from Lulabelle. Lulabelle. Hey, Azria. How can I try to connect with the Cetians?
Cetans, yeah.
Cetans, are they very high frequency?
So, Lulabelle, I had the absolute pleasure of doing a level 1 quite some time ago now. So, thank you very much for the question, lovely. And the main thing that I would say is continue doing what you're doing in regards to raising your own frequency and vibration. And also, the same as I've been saying with the others, is tuning into yourself and asking them to come in and step forward a little bit more. But I do feel that the ways in which you personally are starting to raise your own vibrations by sitting in meditation, by the nutrition and all those other really lovely ways, because you're kind of coming down to meet it halfway, because you do have those frequencies within you, and it's almost as though you're kind of like tuning into those, raising them up as much as they're kind of coming down, and then there'll be that meeting. But as always, if you've got any other questions, Lulabelle, please do reach out. But I hope that helps, and thanks for the question.
Yeah, beautiful. Let's see if we have anything else. Tamara says, what do you mean by a wave of beings like indigo children? I think, yeah, that's pretty much what you mean, right?
Yes. So when we're talking around star seeds, so if you imagine a seed, you take it, you put it in the ground, and then it starts blossoming and it comes up to a flower. So with the star seeds, so each soul is made up of certain beings. And then all the councils and that decided many years ago, because we were at a place where, we could, and again, apologies, I know this is a sensitive topic at the moment, could really do some major harm to the planet as a whole. So therefore, it's like dropping a pebble in the water. It ripples out, and they didn't necessarily want, after spending 175 million years or so thereabouts, building up this wonderful planet, to then it go kablam. So they then started to send down the star seed. So those particular beings who could then come down onto the earth to help, to have those abilities, to have those behaviors, and to be tuned with those particular frequencies in order to help this planet evolve in the way that it is. An example is one of the recent ones. I think there's 2020 to 2025, and I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they're more around like a hybridization, because we're at that point now. We're at that point now where our evolution, well, as you know, with the awakening, everyone's more aware of what's going on. Everyone's more aware of these beings, i.e. this amazing program, and Dee so kindly hosting on her channel. And it's amazing that we can start now talking about these things. 5, 10, 15 years ago, we didn't. So, and for an example, in the 1970s, we had those that were very much ready to fight. And I don't mean physically in an army, but were there to stand up for what was right. Maybe that's what maybe led to the whole summer of love and things like that. Sorry, that was slightly before my time, but that is what they are, and that is why they came along. So there is a slight difference between the star seed and the star being frequency that is within us. So I hope again that helps tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, we're getting ready. Yeah, of course, you can still book a level 1 reading at some point. Of course you can.
Oh, yes,
you can
please, Nicola. It'd be wonderful to work with you. Thank you.
Yes, of course you can. Her website is in the description. Everything to get in touch with Azria is in the description of the video. Jennifer, you might have not have received you might not have received a notification because it's on my channel, not Azria's. So I'm not sure. If you're tuning in from Azria's channel, it's technically my channel, so you might not receive. That's why you might not have received the notification, because it's technically my channel. So that could be it. I think we're pretty much with all the questions.
Good.
I think we got all the questions. You got really, really great feedback. You're getting all good feedback. Yeah, I think we got all the questions. Yep, you got all good feedback. Yeah, got all good feedback. So there's only 4 left. So if you want to purchase a reading for next week, if you want to find your level 1 alien DNA for next Sunday, this is a weekly show. So this will be on 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here in the US, which is 9 p.m. over there in the UK across the pond. I do want to tell you, if you want to connect with your peeps, all you have to do is talk to them. You have to talk to them. And once you talk to them, you can connect with them. Trust me, they will connect with you. All you have to do is start talking to them, right, Azria?
Yeah. Yeah, because there's that little thing called free will. So
yep.
Without saying, oh, I can't hear them, I can't see them. Yeah, just say, I welcome. But again, make sure you do have your own protections and things like that in order to that the right connection is being made. But yeah.
Yep.
Wonderful changes are ahead.
Yeah. If you speak with them, they will show themselves to you. Trust me. I had a little visit in my bedroom 3 nights ago, and they showed themselves to me. There was a hologram, and they came. So if you ask them, they will come. You have to work with them, and you'll know you have to tune into them and get their frequency. Once you tune into them and you know their frequency and you know it's them and they're comfortable and you're comfortable, right? Because you have to understand that they have to kind of dim down. They have to like lower their vibration, and you have to higher your vibration and kind of meet in the middle.
Mm-hmm.
But because my folks were in the sky a few nights ago, and this was confirmed by Bev, they were in the sky a few nights ago. I happened to get up and I looked. And that's another thing. If you get up in the middle of the night and something tells you to look outside, look outside. You have to trust and believe, just like Moniac said. Absolutely. And when I looked outside, there was a spaceship going across the sky, and I knew exactly what it was all about. And then the very next night, I got woken up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I got woken up with geometric patterns in my, like in my third eye, all these beautiful geometric patterns. And I remember I knew they were there. And I remember Bev saying, don't be scared, just open your eyes and don't freak out. And when I opened my eyes, they were there. And I was like, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Thank you. Thank you. And, as long as you're not scared, freaked out, they're happy. I'm like, am I too excited? And they're like, no, they were happy I was excited, but they don't want you to be scared. Um, so yeah, it was a hologram. And the reason why they came to me is because I've been asking them to come to me, and they were in the atmosphere anyway. So they told me that they came to visit because I've been asking them to when they were in the atmosphere, and they came to visit. And I met the parents of Adamundan. They came to me. So I met Lualu and Lila. Now Lualu and Lila are the Andromedan parents of my Adamundan, which is my hybrid child. So they will come. And I will tell you, it was one of the most beautiful experiences of my life. They worked on me. They did a little bit of upgrades, and they did some healing. It kind of kicked I have to tell you, for 2 days after, it kicked my ass. I was in bed for 2 days after, but yeah, so just believe, talk to them, and ask them to come to you, and if you establish a connection with them, they'll show up. What do you say, Azria?
Yeah, absolutely. And when you first shared that story, I mean, that's absolutely amazing. And I've got, a few of my own, but it is that initial connection. But it's the connect. And it's, as I was saying at the beginning, is that when, for an example, when Lady D found out, and please correct me if I'm wrong here, is that it resonated. When I said that it was the Andromedans, it was like, yes, that resonates. That feels right. And so from that moment, because you've already started that energy, you've already started that frequency within you by acknowledging. And then that you can then get to grow and connect, and then very much connect. Sorry, that's probably not the best hand movements, but that's the one they're giving me. So, and yeah, but it needs to feel right in here. I mean, I can, probably tell you, oh no, you're this, you're that, you're whatever. But if it doesn't feel right, and I think that is the most important, and that what makes, and it makes my heart sing when Dee shares her stories and my clients share their stories, and it makes all this worthwhile.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I owe so much to you, Azria. I mean, you and Bev did that as, you did that as a nice surprise to me when Bev was on my channel all the time before she has her new gig. And, it was wonderful, but little did I expect, I forget, did we do that before or after I came to the UK? I forget. I'm in a time warp. Was it before? Yeah.
Literally just before.
Okay, so it was the week before, so that's why. So when
sure it was.
so it was the week before, so that's why when we were in the forest, he showed up. And that's another thing.
Yeah, with the drum beat.
Yeah, with the drum beat. Yeah. So Azria, would you say that most of the time they'll show up in outdoor, like Adamundan and the Andromedans, they like to show up in the forest. Do you think that that's something that they will do for everyone, or is just something that he does for me? You know what I mean?
Everyone's is very unique and individual. I personally think, and from what I've been told, I mean, there's no reason why they won't for a lot of other people. Absolutely. I'm not saying they won't at all. I mean, I'm not the ruler of everything, but for yourself, Dee, it's, and I'm sure that the Jedi has said the same, is that the energies and the vibration of the frequency with all the trees, and all the elementals there as well, it just makes it, and as you were rightly saying, it raises the frequency, it raises the vibration. And when you are in somewhere like that, you are a lot more relaxed, you are a lot calmer. So you've got all of these elements that are very much in your favor. And also, if you look at the type of planets these beings are on, being somewhere like in a forest for the Andromedeans is quite comfortable for them. So it's kind of like going from one happy place to another. I mean, some people say, "Oh no, it's definitely just in my house, in my room, 100%." Others say that there's portals, like maybe to particular trees, or there's loads of portals all over the place. They're always appearing near their particular portal. Others don't necessarily see them visually, but have, like the Jedi always says with the post box, that you always get that image in that third eye, in that pineal gland, that they might show themselves there. It really depends on everybody's own uniqueness, energies, beings, and connections. And this is what I know I sound like a bit of a broken record sometimes, but I do have clients saying to me, but it didn't happen this way, and it didn't happen like hers, and she's saying it happened this way, but it's not happening like this to me. It's how it feels to you. So yeah, absolutely, with yourself, Dee. Yeah, the forest is a very safe place. And now, obviously, with that, the sighting of the ship and Adamandan's guardians and that, who appeared as well, then yeah, they're getting more comfortable, getting more aligned with your frequencies, so we'll start appearing in more places, 100%. And sometimes it happens quicker than others. I know that when I was first how can we say, awakened to the beings that I first started with over 14 years ago, I didn't actually get to see anyone, but it's what felt right. I remember I cried for 4 days because it actually felt as though I was home. There was something just so magical and so loving and so peaceful. And it was only about 2 or 3 years later that I actually even got an outline. And then obviously the beings that I work with now, but said it hadn't, not saying it's going to take everyone 14 years. Because I said I actually started seeing the beings that I've been working with for probably about 6 or 7, something like that. Sorry, my timelines are all over the place. But just to say, there's no time where they are either. So don't think, okay, yeah, no, I'm feeling great. My vibrations are high. Yeah, let's start seeing everything. No, doesn't work that way. Trust in the process. They won't necessarily give you or do things that they know that you're not ready for or can't handle. You might be going, yeah, I want it now. I want to know everything now. I want to see. I want to hear. I want to do this. I want to do. No. Trust me, I've tried it. And they just
it's
went,
a process.
no.
It's a process. So honeybee, I remember you asked earlier, like, what's blocking me? What's in my way? So first of all, you have to do your work. You have to meditate and you have to believe and you have to talk to them. So do your energy work, which is meditating, establish a connection with them, with talking with them, and you have to believe and trust. And Baja Girl says that's why they haven't. My frequency needs to be high. I will remember not to freak out. All I can say is if they're good and they're yours, you're not going to freak out because you're going to feel the love. You're going to freak out in a good way. Like you're going to be excited. Like when I was in a deep sleep and I started seeing these geometric patterns in my eyes, and they were like, they announced that they were there. And they said, when you open your eyes, just breathe and be calm. And when I opened my eyes, they were there. And I was like, I was so excited. I'm like, thank you, thank you. I wasn't very calm, but I was excited, and they were outlines. Okay, I didn't see like beings. They were outlines, but they were outlines, blue outlines, and they were big. And there was a bunch of them around my bed. But I was loving it. I was loving it. It was awesome. Awesome. And when they're around, you're not going to freak out. It's a feeling of love and oh, it's the feeling is amazing. It's like I cried. I cry, I cry all the time, but I cried and I cried and they did some upgrades on me and it was just amazing. And I said, I can't believe you finally came. And they said, well, you've been asking and we were in the atmosphere and you've done your work. So yeah, so the biggest thing is like Bev said, you can't freak out, like you can't be scared. But I will say for me, they let me know that they were there before I opened my eyes because they literally woke me up and they told me because I said I saw these patterns and then I was like, what is this? Because and Alex Collier said this too. And I watch Alex Collier. He has physically been brought up. I know that I was physically brought on the ship, but I don't remember that. When they took my womb, when they created Adamundan, I don't remember any of that. But Alex Collier, who is a well-known Andromedan contactee, he's been on the ship. He knows a lot. And even he said that when the Andromedans communicate with you telepathy, they send you concepts and geometrical patterns, and they'll send you like equations and stuff. So when I woke up, I was seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, I know who this is. And they're like, yes, it's us. Open your eyes and stay calm. And when I opened my eyes, they were there. So I guess just believe, do your work, and yeah, just believe and give it time. They'll show up. Trust me, they'll show up. They will.
Yeah, I would absolutely agree. And it's, as you said, it's doing that energy work as well. So it's really kind of releasing any of those blockages because you want to ensure that that energy is flowing very, very freely. And I just wanted to pick up on one point, if you don't mind, is that if you don't like what you feel and you do get that scared or uncertainty, then it's not it. And I don't necessarily go down kind of like the negative entities or anything like that. But where we do work with one, there is always the other. So if you do get that not sure or scared or uncertain, those horrible the not very nice feelings, you just block, say, whatever it is, you are not welcome. Basically, Foxtrot Oscar. And put your protections up. Because remember, we do have to ensure that we are doing our spiritual hygiene as well. So as soon as we are doing our meditations, energy work, etc., that we are indeed, as light workers, especially with everything that's happening at the moment, and just as a little FYI, because we are opening ourselves up to ensure that we are grounding, we are doing the protections. And yes, if you do feel that something is not quite right, strengthen those protections and say, you are not welcome here. You do not belong here. You are not here for my higher self. Foxtrot Oscar. Maybe something a little bit stronger, as Danny would say, but certainly,
Fluff off.
Yes, fluff off.
Fluff off.
So as long there's one side, but there's also the other side. So yeah, if it doesn't feel right, again, if it doesn't feel right for you, but I absolutely agree with Dee. When you do connect, it will feel, and from my experience as well, just like home.
What's your favorite protection method? You are your favorite protection. You are in charge. If there's anything around you, whether it's a multidimensional entity, an extraterrestrial, a being, you have the power. You can say, be gone, get in the name. If you want to use in the name of Yeshua, Jesus, if you want to use whatever, Archangel Michael, you are your best protection. method, Moniac. And by the way, I love the Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman. I used to love Wonder Woman back in the 70s. Linda Carter. I love Wonder Woman. I love your screen. I love that. Love it. Wonder Woman's the bomb. I grew up, I'm aging myself, but I grew up with Linda Carter, okay, the original Wonder Woman. I love it. So you're the best protection, Moniac, and I hope that resonates with you, Deanne. I could use a plethora of bad words. That would work. Yes, Deanne, you could. Absolutely. So, Azria, is there anything else you want to close your show? Is there anything, last words of wisdom that you want to impart on your audience? And I'm going to put you on the big screen as you do it.
Thank you so much. So, with everything that so we've both been sharing this evening, and all those wonderful feelings, is that, and especially around this time of year as well, where we're changing the seasons. So, and in many cultures and religions, they celebrate it in different ways. With the Native American Indians, they've got their celebrations. We've got the summer solstice, etc. Is look outside and look up as well. And especially as Wendy was saying, 3-4 o'clock in the morning. Some people call it the witching hour, but actually when we're looking at the earth on an energetic perspective, those times can sometimes be quite crucial. So as much as we're connecting with our own energies and our own frequencies and our own beings, remember there are still a few, and again, as Dee was saying, in our atmosphere at the moment, especially with everything that's going on the planet. And so you might just see that. I mean, for example, with myself the other night, I was having a beautiful fire in the garden for solstice. And I literally looked up, and right in front of me, there's no other stars in the sky. And I had a beautiful green. And I said, if it's you, flash 4 times. And it flashed 1, 2, 3, 4, and then stopped. So I just tuned in, asked, and they flashed 1, 2, 3, 4. Only tiny, it's like small as a star. It was green. So do look up in the skies and see how it feels to you. And then just say, if that is you, please show me. Because we are all awakening. We are all heightening our vibrations now. And yeah, as the seasons change, the energies change. And I welcome, as we are starting to go from June to July as well, summer for most of us, that utilize that. And I think we've got a new moon coming up as well. So, but yeah. Anyway, sending everyone lots of love. Thank you.
Beautiful. This is something that we might have to work on. This is more of a request. Could you do a show on the types of alien races? And that's from Carly Lapp. Hi, Carly.
Yeah, we'll have a chat about that. That sounds good.
Yep. Beautiful. Yes, I've seen the Wonder Woman film, Lula Bell. But to me, Linda Carter will always be Wonder Woman. And she'll be the only one. Linda Carter is the original and the best Wonder Woman. I don't care about what's her name, Guy, what is it, Gia Gadot or whatever, Gab Gadot, whatever her name is, Gadot or whatever. No, sorry, Linda Carter is Wonder Woman. No one else is Wonder Woman in my eyes. It's Linda Carter, okay? When I'm aging myself, but she's the bomb. Gab Gadot, or whatever her name is, no. Linda Carter. Oh, well, I bet you, I won't even check. I bet you're sold out. Yeah, so if you want an alien DNA from Azria, make sure you purchase them. And yeah, so we will see you same time next Sunday for the alien DNA with Azria. And until then, keep on looking up. And if you get, like Azria said, in the middle of the night, you get up to use the loo. I'm turning British. I'm not calling it a bathroom. I'm calling it a loo. And you get up to use the loo. And you have to get up and use the loo. Look up. Because you just never know what you're going to see, right?
Yep.
All right. So until next week, we're sending you love. Bye.